Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and we're back with an... Wow, my screen is all off-center. That's annoying. Let's fix that. I wonder how long that's been that way. All right. At least a little bit of video I just did a few minutes ago. Yeah, we are back at New Babbage Spaceport. I just dropped all my stuff off. We're in our normal gear at the moment. Although I think I am going to maybe switch out the gun. But none of that has anything to do with what we're doing. There was somebody who was struggling with a jump, quantum jump. And so I thought what we would do is we would... now a lot of these aren't full magazines, which is something completely different than what I was planning on talking about. But if we go 1, and then I think if we go Alt 1, notice in the bottom right, the ammo was changing, right? So it consolidated mags. So we had a couple bullets in one, a couple bullets in the other, and it consolidated. So we took care of that. We could use some more, but we don't need it for this. Anyway, somebody was having trouble with a quantum warp jump. So what we're going to do is we are going to take a mission and we are going to quantum jump. So we've already got our Pisces here, which is perfect for what we're going to do. And we are going to take an unverified mission. So we're going to go to contract, we're going to go to unverified, we're going to go to hauling. And you can see there's a couple here for the headhunters. And then there is one here from the Dead Saints. So this is to carry 4 SCU, which we conveniently have. We need room for a 2 SCU container, which we conveniently have. And a tractor beam. And we're going to take some stuff from Lorville to Shepherd's Rest. And so that's easy enough. We're going to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and accept the offer. And then I'm going to go buy ourselves a penguin and fly to Lorville, and I will see you there. Weirdly enough, there was a 2 SCU container in here, in the elevator. Interesting. All right. Filled with a bunch of crap we don't need. I see that's how somebody got rid of it. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to hang on to the container. Because you never know when we might want one. Right? Now we have one to use for loot. Next time we need a loot container. Sure, it's got some crap in it we don't care about, but, you know, if we take it out to loot a mission, then we'll just dump that stuff there. So let me open the door. And now I will see you. I still want to know what that is. Maybe that's the placeholder for my Space Kitten jumpsuit that I'm going to get at the end of the event. I don't know. Anyway, I'll see you in Lorville. It is a rainy, crappy day in Lorville, let me tell you. Can't see much. Let's see if we can get some, see if we can get a landing spot. Fairly close to, the main city. I think it's right, like here-ish, the shopping district. Isn't too far away. Oh, that one right there. Am I going to run into anything? Let's switch to this view. I can see a little bit better here. There we go. Make sure we get in underneath the sign there. Make sure we don't run into the crane.
Warning, you are leaving a safe zone. Landing gear deployed.
There we go.
Landing
touchdown. Welcome to
I'm going to
Lord.
refuel real quick. Probably don't need the headlights on at the moment, but too lazy to turn them off. All right, I want to check real quick and see if I have anything here. Because do we have some clothes or stuff here? I don't remember. I want to grab, if we got some extra stuff here, I'd like to grab it. I don't want my stuff spread out all over the place. Nope, don't got anything extra here. So, we are going to go ahead and grab some cryo containers, whatever they're called, cryo something. I call them popsicles. Cryo coffins, whatever. All right, so these are what we're going to be running. And as you can see, they got people in them. So we are going to move these people to Pyro. Now, I don't know if they want to go to Pyro, but I asked and they didn't say no. So I'm going to get them loaded up. All right, we have a small problem because this should fit. These are only half an SCU tall, right? So these should go. I thought on, well, maybe not. It said, hold on, let's see what it says. Maybe I got to rent something. 4 SCU. I have that. Yeah, we should be able to do it. So it's essentially, they're supposed to be 2 SCU long, but half a high. So together, the both of them are 2 by 1. Well, no, I guess, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So these are each half high. So they should fit. And in the past, they've stacked on each other, but this cargo grid really doesn't like that. I'm not sure if this is, well, we're going to give it a go. I think I found a bug, essentially. Not a high priority one by any stretch of the imagination. But I think we're okay. We'll see. Sometimes when cargo is not strapped down and you move around, it works its way out of the building, so to speak. You know, if Elvis is in one of those cryopods, Elvis will leave the building.
You are cleared for liftoff.
But that's okay. We are going to make our way out of here. We are headed to Pyro, as we said. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a place called the Pyro Gate. Pyro, whoops, I can't type. Pyro Gateway. This is where we're headed. And what we're going to do is when we get there, we're going to get fuel because it's going to take quantum fuel to do the jump. Can we not go there? Well, we'll do it when we get into space. Sometimes when you're on the ground,
Takeoff complete.
it doesn't want to let you. Like, we're in a building, so it's like, hey, we can't figure out the quantum route from here because you're inside. Anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to, does the wings fold down then? There, it's going to fold. I don't think it does anything. We go VTOL? No. We're going to fill up because it's going to take quantum fuel to go through the jump gate. Occasionally, I've seen as much as 10% of your fuel to go through it. So we want to make sure we're full when we get there. There will be a station on the other side, right? The station that anchors the wormhole in Pyro. So you can get fuel there too. And we may need to. Now, we are in an expedition craft, which means we've got some range. But we might need a little bit to get where we're going. The other issue we're going to have is this is not a stealth ship. You can see right here, this is our stealth capabilities. This is our infrared, our electromagnetic, and our cross sections. This is kind of how big we are visually, how much EM we're putting out, and how much infrared we're putting out. And so we're going to want to figure that out. So we can lower that a little bit. I'm going to turn off guns. Now we can't do much about it while we are in... so here we go. If we just go to one here, so I've only got one pip in engines, one pip in cooling. And then probably... Can we turn that off? Would do much for us? No. Let's get out of here before our gate closes, though, by the way. We can look at this as we go.
Please visit us again. Remember, if you're contemplating a career change, you should contact one of Hurston's resource managers for information about exciting career opportunities.
Now, realistically, the place to play with stealth is not here because we want people to see us, and I have turned on my light. But you can see right here that we have an I can't even think what the word is now. Infrared of 10.911. That means 11,000 means we can be seen via infrared 11 kilometers away. However, we've got a background radius of 7.7, so that's going to subtract. So that means we're 3.4. They can see us with EM scanners, right? They can see us at 3.3, but again, there's background. So we can only be seen about half a kilometer away via electromagnet. And we can be seen 7.5 kilometers away, just cross section, right? Just the size of our ship. You can visually see it. And so we're not, this is about as stealthy as we can make this ship. We're going to go into a zone that has, well, all zones have PvP, but more actively here. And we have to land on a planet that people are actively watching, right? So we got to be careful is what I'm saying. It's not that big a deal. If we die, we die. We're not carrying anything crazy or exotic with us. We want Pyro Gateway. There we go. This is going to take, not a lot of fuel for us, but it's going to take 3 minutes or so to get there. But we need to be careful. That's what I'm saying. We can't really make ourselves too stealthy. So whoever, we're going to get seen going in and coming back out again. All right, you can see the jump point detected, and that's going to be important to us in a few minutes. But initially, we're just going to come up here and get some fuel. We're still sitting pretty good. We haven't used too much of our fuel, but it'd be nice if we could hop in there, get in, and get out without having to do too much more. That's our goal. I don't know how far we're going to have to go to do that. I think I'm not going to bother docking. I'm just going to land us on a outside landing pad to refuel. I think there's one just on the other side, just over here-ish, if I'm remembering correctly. And we will refuel there. Then we'll warp through. Warping through is pretty easy. We're just going to follow those blinky half tubes there to the end. It's going to pop some stuff up, and at the end, we're going to just left click. It's going to say, open gate or something like that, and you'll left click to do it, and it will slingshot you into the wormhole, and then you will drive through the wormhole. Your goal is just to stay in the center of the wormhole, not touch the edge. If you touch the edge too much or you go out of the wormhole, it will kick you out and just drop you into space. There are two halves to the wormhole. If you get kicked out on this half, you will get kicked out in this station. If you get kicked out on the other half, then you will get kicked out in Pyro, somewhere, anywhere. So, and it could be a long ways away from stuff, right? So be a little bit careful. I don't know it's a terrible idea. Like, it might be, if you've got fuel, it might actually be a good idea to purposely get kicked out on the Pyro side, so you're not coming out where people are expecting you, right? Where you're not there's not a bunch of pirates sitting and waiting.
Landing gear deployed.
You know, that's you want to be where they're not, right? That's the idea. And so I don't know. We're just going to land right here. Now there, whoops, I hit control too many times. We've got the little blinky light from Windows on there telling me where my mouse is, I think. You can get out and go into the station right there and leave your ship parked right here if you like. We, however, don't need to go in. We're just going to refuel. I'm going to check on my cargo real quick, make sure it's still back there. All right, it is. It's moved around a little bit, but it is still there.
Takeoff complete.
All right, you do need to be in quantum mode for this to work, which means you can't fly in fully shielded. I mean, you can come in most of the way shielded and then switch to quantum, but I find it's just easier just to be moving. All right, we've got somebody else moving along down there too, so we want to keep an eye on that. I'm going to go slow. I'm going to let him go first. Is he going to go first? Yeah, he's moving along pretty good. So, if he activates the jump gate first, that's somebody else there who probably just came out and they're just sitting there now. Got a couple of them in there. We won't have to activate it. It'll just say entering jump gate or something like that. I always fly down the tube. I don't know if it's necessary strictly. It does look like he's here. All right. Entry requirements met. Tuning. Now you can even do this in a stolen ship, right? So there's nothing stopping you. So tuning complete. Activate jump point. All right, he activated it. You saw how it said it was opening already? And so we're going to jump through with him. Maybe. There we go. I'm just in this mode for hopefully a screenshot. Right, so we don't want to touch the edge. I've never tried to fly this in third person. I'm not sure I want to now either. I find it easier in this mode right here to see where I'm going. So it's going to be two different colors. When we hit the other side, hit the Pyro side of the let's get in here a little bit of the wormhole. We'll change colors. So we're kind of this bluish side now. Now I can't see crap. Just fly towards the light. See how it's turning orange? So now that it's this orange reddish color, in theory, we're now in Pyro. And so we could just hop out and be somewhere else. And I will experiment with that on another day. I would just put it out there that it may be a good idea that this is the point we should purposely hop out. We've got lots of fuel. Although you can see we're down to 1.58 already, right? Oh, that was another player, I think. I think that was the other ship. Oh, I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge. There we go. Can we get out? Can we get out? There we go. Now, what I'm going to suggest is, as soon as you get out, you pick a spot. I'm just going to warp partway out of here. Why? Because I don't want to sit here. I also don't want people to know where I'm going. So we've warped just a little bit out. I'm now going to jump out. Right? We're far enough away. We are off everybody else's radar, so to speak. We could go right to, well, I don't know, we got the fuel to go there. So now our goal is to go to Shepherd's Rest. So now we can go ahead and I'll just type it in. It's funny, excuse me, it started to spell it there, but there we go. That gave us enough. We got plenty of fuel to go there. So, 2 reasons to do what we did. First, we wanted to get out of the area quickly. Second of all, this may just be the Eve player in me, but, oh, it says 60 there. What did it say? I thought it said 30 here. No, it says 60, 6 minutes, but we got plenty. We got plenty of fuel for it. Yeah, we'll be good. The thing is, you can do interdiction in this game, right? You can have a quantum interdiction. So which means is, if I'm flying directly from Stanton to Shepherd's Rest, all they have to do is sit on this line somewhere. Now, I don't know we've moved ourselves far enough away from that line. I mean, you can see here we're pretty darn close. But the idea is, if they fly there, if they think that there's people coming in on this mission and they want to interdict these people, they just have to sit on that line between the gateway and the location, fire up their interdiction bubble, and wait for people to come through and get interdicted. Now, I don't know much about interdiction in this game. I haven't played with it. But this would be what I do in Eve. So the idea is you fly somewhere a little bit farther this way. That way, if you fly in, their interdiction bubble is offline for you. And they don't know which direction you're going. They don't know where you're going. So I believe you just warp out a certain direction, get yourself a little ways away, and then pick your location and head in. Just to avoid that, it doesn't matter with what we have. Worst case scenario, somebody blows us up and we wake back up in at New Babbage, right? We do a quick recall on our free ship. We got nothing in our backpack that matters except Pico, the penguin, and we can buy another Pico. I wanted to put them on top of the cryo coffins and get a screenshot, but since they didn't want to stack, that didn't work. Maybe we'll stack them up outside the ship when we deliver them. No, because we're going to be out in the open. We're not going to be delivering to a inside a station. We're being a planet side out on the surface into a outside cargo area. And sometimes it's fine, and sometimes you get attacked instantly. So we'll just have to see how it goes. And my puppy dog's in here. It is his bedtime. Huh. Yeah. He says, shut up, I want to go to bed. You know? All right, we are about to come out of warp at Bloom.
Quantum drive is now off.
Now we're going to hop down to the planet in a second. Now, I should have done one other thing. I should have hopped out before we got here, quickly. Close, but not here. And made sure that my engine had time to cool down, and then just warped the last little bit so when we came out, we could instantly jump again. I didn't do that. I didn't even think about it. I had an 86-pound dog in my lap and a cat on the keyboard. I was more worried about that. I don't know that night helps us here at all. Probably not. I am going to go to shield combat mode, SCM mode, pretty much right away because quantum drives are really noisy. Right? I mean, we can see those numbers drop, right? And that's important for us. I'm going to go okay, cooler's down to 1. Everything else is off that I don't need. That's as good as it's going to get. About 10 kilometers of visual range, or of thermal range, essentially. And we've got a little bit of background. We've got some background EM as well. So realistically, hopefully, we're looking to get down to that cross section of 7.5. Now that depends on which direction you're looking. And you can see there is somebody behind us. And we got somebody in front of us. That's a bigger worry. We'll see what happens. It's possible that that ship is just down. Let's try scanning him. See if we can learn anything before we're in range. It's a Zeus. Okay, not likely to be a criminal or a pirate, but not. He could definitely pirate us. He's got enough firepower to go for us. But a Zeus expedition, that's more like somebody running a mission like we are. But notice we could see him quite a ways out. You can see up there he's got a 29 thermal, 18 IR. Now we got somebody else over there. All right, Cutlass. Now he could be a pirate. But he's off to the side. He doesn't appear to be messing with anybody at the moment. We're going to risk it. I'm going to slow down here a little bit. I don't want to run into something. I mean, I want to come in fast, but I also don't want to run into the planet. I don't see an obvious threat at the moment. We have a couple that could be. All right. I'm looking for... There's a cargo elevator right there. So I think we can land here-ish. I think that yellow square there is a cargo elevator. Something blew up. Oh, somebody shooting at us? I didn't have my landing gear, so there's that.
Docking denied. Landing gear deployed.
I don't think anybody was shooting at me. I'll turn my shields on.
Shields online.
Is there another landing pad on this side? And there was a turret there, but I don't think maybe he was shooting at somebody else? I don't see another place to load cargo, unfortunately. Yeah, something got blown up there. Oh, there's a mission to blow up fuel these things. Maybe that's what he's doing.
Landing complete.
That's my
Takeoff
guess.
complete.
I'm gonna move over here.
Landing complete.
I'm gonna open the doors. Come on, why did that move? Whoops. Sometimes you just get tipped over, and I don't really know why. Sometimes it's obvious, it's wind or something like that. Sometimes it's just... Whoops. The elevator's down. That doesn't help us. Now we don't have to wait for that elevator to get up here to put stuff on it. We can start putting stuff on it right away. See, that's how it's supposed to stack. It didn't do it for us, but it should have done it because our cargo, we have enough cargo space for it. Now we're going to send it down. Confirm. Watch it go down to make sure it goes down. Come on. I hate the fact this thing is so slow.
Takeoff complete. Landing gear raised.
And the goal now is just to get out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Into the glory that is the universe. Nice. All right. Our next place to go is going to be Ruin Station, I believe. I think that's the one that's here at... Oh, Obituary. I was wrong. All right. We're going to Obituary. And we're going to... Well, how much fuel do I have left? A lot. So we could... It's Terminus. That's the Nix Gateway. How far away is that? 475. Opposite direction is 601. I think we go to Stanton. Okay. However, while we're here, let me show you some of the missions that you have, contracts you have here. So we've got collection. Okay, that's a Wicklow mission. We've got some mercenary missions, pilot in distress. Now, we're going to primarily be working for the citizens of Prosperity, who are in theory the good guys, or the headhunters, who are in theory the bad guys, the anarchists, the gangsters, right? And there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of options here. Some of them are easy, some of them are hard. Go to a mining base. Fly in and out of an asteroid mining base. Oh, headhunters flying in are substars. Need them. So that might be shoot spaceships, right? And again, they have their own kind of missions to join them, right? We've got some salvage missions. We've got some hauling missions. Here's some Interstellar. Now, we don't have a ship big enough for any of this, but we could definitely grab some of these. Hauling. We could do something here with Ling family. That's only 6. How big? I've got to haul an item. So we could probably do that. Because we could put 2 on each side and 2 in the middle. It's going to be Sunset Berry, so it's going to be actual deals. And then we could take that to Rayari. That's not terrible. Let's do that. Here, I'm going to accept that. And then we're going to find out where that place is. But we've got some other stuff. There's bounty hunter stuff. And there is maintenance. So you can use a multi-tool with a repair, salvage, maintenance head on it. And you can use it to fly here, land at Shepherd's Rest, right? You'll need 3 fuses, a salvaging tool, and some RMC. And you'll go fix some pipes and stuff, right? This is kind of a fun, easy thing you could do in any ship, right? It just requires some hand tools and some fuses. So this is a good one to do if you start in Pyro and you're looking for something to make some money on. There are, of course, some unverified, and you can see we could get some drugs from Devlin, from Ashland, and then take them to Orison, right? Or we could get a bunch of stuff from Ruin Station and take it to Grim Hex, which wouldn't be bad either. This is a pretty easy one. You know, this is from station to station, so it's not really that difficult. You could make some money. We could do that too. We could rent a ship. I don't know if we can rent a ship that can carry that much, though. That's 80, 144, 150, 160, 170, 180. That's essentially Asgard size. But that's not a bad mission. So you've got verified and unverified. But I'm going to try this one just because we can. Do we want to collect shipment? Who is that mission for? It's a cool looking planet from here, huh? I know I just took it, and I've already forgotten who we took it from. It's Ling family. If we go to maps and we cancel, well, we've got the fuel to get there. We'll give it a go. Now, as you can see, I've got the numbers running up here. You can see that there's about 510 people on the shard. It's jumping around. And there's 24 on the server where we're at. I don't know how many servers are being used for Pyro right now. If you're trying to avoid PvP, obviously you want these numbers to be low. If you're trying to find PvP, obviously you want those numbers to be high. So we want 2, then Pyro, then 6. Okay.
Shields offline.
But we might as well make some money going both directions, right?
Quantum drive is now off.
And work on our Ling family faction. All right, we are going to hop out of warp early for 2 reasons. 1, so that we're good, and 2, so because we want to go to this place down on the right. We don't actually want to go to Pyro 5.
Quantum drive is now off.
It should automatically set us there, and then we can go there. But this will take us out a little bit so that when we get here,
Quantum drive is now on.
we're not going to be on cooldown for very long.
Quantum drive is now off.
Essentially just enough time to get everything spun back up, and out we go.
Quantum drive is now on.
Now we do need to watch our fuel. I think we could go to Gaslight if we needed to. We might even be able to get to the Nyx Gateway with the fuel we have left. But we will have to get fuel before we try to head back to Stanton.
Quantum drive is now off.
Looks like we're in daylight. If you look on the right under us, it has one name. I believe these are the people that are more or less in the area. So it looks like we've only really got one person close enough to show up on that. We'll see. It shows 27 server now. I don't remember what server I selected when we logged in today. I thought I just took a US one, but I could be wrong on that. Now we've got 2 names.
Quantum drive is now off.
I'm going to switch over
Shields online.
because, again, I'm going to leave my shields on because I don't have my IR is below my cross section and my EM. So I think I'm just going to leave them on. There's a ship there. A raft. Not likely. He doesn't have much in the way of guns. So I'm not worried about him, but we are seeing him a long ways away, 16 kilometers, right? He's got no stealth at all. And then we've got somebody else has just popped up. Now he could be a pirate. Very easily. Stop while we're still out of range. For him to see us, hopefully. Gamer rules. Alright, so we're safe. So it's abandoned. We can check this one on our way in too. Also gamer rules. Okay, so these are both abandoned. They don't have anybody in them. Makes me feel a lot better, right? And we're watching that. 11 and a half, they can see me. So we wanted to make sure that we were okay. All right, I'm going to slow me down a little bit now that we know we're reasonably safe for the moment. Oh, there's another ship. See, he was a lot stealthier. Little guy, Mustang. He could be a threat to everybody for the most part. Short of that raft is going to be a threat to us. But we'll keep an eye out. And a cutlass. All right. Now, everybody's landed, which more or less bodes well for us. What we don't want is them just hovering up outside the area. All right, so this is Citizens of Prosperity controlled, so we should be okay. What we're looking for, again, is a spot where we can pick up, right? We're looking for a cargo elevator. Looks like right there, maybe? No? I don't think I've ever been here before, so I'm not really sure. Where we go to get cargo. We might just have to land and walk a little bit and see, which I'm not thrilled with. We do have this. Oh, right here. Here we go. Here's one. That's why he's here. That's why there's a bunch of people here. All right, we're going to go landing gear down. Whoops. A little bit careful here. One of the reasons to have your shield on is they can't tractor beam your ship or your gear if your shield is on. If it's off, they can grab it. So you want to be a little bit careful with that. Select all, move to elevator. Looks like we've got 2 2s and 2 1s. Probably what I'll do is we'll put the 2 1s in and a 2 in on the side, and we'll pull 1 2 in behind us. We're up to 30 people on the server. Come on. Whoops. More like that. Perfect. This is why you have to have your, that's why I have my hotkey for open and close doors. All right. Once again, we're going to lift off.
Complete.
We are out of here.
Landing gear raised.
I'm not seeing any names under mine, though, so that's a good sign.
Shields offline.
Let's get out of atmosphere. Once we're out of atmo, we can figure out where we're going for fuel. We've still got a quarter of a tank. It's the joy of an expedition ship, even a little one like this. This can fly forever. All right. So, gas light's there. Yeah. We may as well go visit one station, right? Okay. I don't know. Look at that. That might be the thumbnail right there. Print screen. Let me grab that. Oops, we just want to warp. I don't need to go fast.
Drive is now on. Quantum drive is
So at some point you have to kind of think about what you're building towards, right? Like, what do you want to do initially? What's your main loop? You can do everything all the time. You can always rent ships, you can do stuff. But as we start to build some money, we're going to want to figure out what our next ship to buy is, right? Because ships are expensive. I mean, money's not that hard to earn,
is now off.
but we want to get something, right? And so we have to start thinking about that. And I'm wondering if maybe the role of this character is smaller cargo, right? We're not here to do massive, 2,000, Hall C type of stuff. Maybe we're here to do some illicit, some smuggling, some small missions, right? And so we have to kind of think about what ship we want for that. A prowler. There's a prowler utility that's a great little smuggling cargo ship. Maybe a ox. A golem ox would be another good one for that. I'm going to slow us down here a little bit. And let's ask for landing permission. I'm not sure where it is here. I'm not...
for visiting. Safe travels.
Is he going to pop back up again? There it is. No. I want this. There we go.
Shields online.
Looks like this is the top, and we're going to land right here. There we go. I really like these. They remind me of a Mari style kind of construction and look from Eve. Anyway, I think they look cool. I don't spend a lot of time in Pyro. One day I'm just going to have to set my home there and just spend an entire patch in Pyro messing with stuff. But I do spend some time here. Done some salvaging here. Done a little bit of mission work in here. They have these areas on the stations called contested zones. And essentially you leave kind of the main kind of habited zone and into kind of, contested places people are still fighting over, right? And it's a PvE VP zone, right? And you get some cool loot out of it. So yeah. So this is the hangar. Now we don't need to do much here. I am here just to get fuel. That is literally it. So we're just going to get refueled and we're going to get out of here. We've already got full cargo. Took a little bit of damage when I landed without my landing gear down. But really we're just here for fuel.
100%.
There we go. That's what we're looking for.
You are clear to leave.
Now we're going to want Stanton Gateway. Now we could do this a couple direct ways. We could jump into the Nix system, which we're pretty close to the Nix Gateway, and then go from there to Stanton, and do 2 worm gates and then some smaller jumps. But, well, we might. How far? That's 91. We got the fuel. Nick's is, it's only 32. No, I'll go Stanton. I got the fuel. Again, that's the entire point of flying a ship like this. You know, a lot of what we've done here, we've rented or used other ships to do what we wanted to do. Oh, it doesn't want to let me do it probably because engines are off.
Engines offline.
Nope, they're on.
Engines online. Shields offline.
Let me turn out this direction. I really would rather have this done before we head out the door here, so we're not sitting out here for any length of time.
Landing gear raised.
All right, now let's go Stanton. I'm going to run this back exactly as we ran in. We're going to get to the Stanton Gateway. We're going to go through the little tunnel. We're going to warp back, and I'm going to head to the Rayari station and drop these off. So we're sitting at, what, 1.2 mil, essentially. And we are going to get an additional 83,000 for that. So we're going to be sitting 1.28, right, realistically. Not too bad for a day where we spent most of it in jail. So thank you for watching. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. And what do you think we should be building? What do you think we should be doing? Talk to you later. Cheers.